Welcome to Spurs Vision TV. Sorry, guys, haven't been doing shows for some time due to work commitment. Of course, good evening to all you guys in Asia. Good afternoon, all guys in Europe, and of course, United Kingdom, and especially London, and wherever you are guys from. And of course, good morning to all you guys in the Americas. Of course, especially Canada, where Brian Daigle's from. I always remember that, right?
Whereas we are
Today
in
we're doing the
KL and Manila.
and Kiln. Yeah. And today we're doing a season finale, right? Preview, right? So we've got a host of guests from all over, not all over the world, of course, and of course from other clubs too. So just to put in some thoughts and some views on what's happening. So let's bring them on and let's give them a proper Spurs Vision welcome. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Okay.
Yep.
You
bring
get
Harry.
this rocket. You get this rocking intro, and then Eugene goes, "Hi everyone."
Hi Chris from Leicester fan. Hi Harry's from Liverpool. Not from Liverpool. He's a Liverpool fan, and of course Julian's the the new kid on the block, right? New kid on the block. He's a Newcastle.
He's our ally. He did nice things for us against Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's why I had to bring him on. I had to get a Newcastle guy on. Had to get a Newcastle guy on and say thank you to you guys, right, for actually giving us the pole position that we are at the moment, right? Guys, this show today we'll more or less be talking about the last game of the season, right? More or less, Leicester, you drew with, Chris, Leicester drew with Chelsea last night, which secured Chelsea's third place, right? Harry's got, waiting for the slip up from M City. And of course, Julian, you're just basically waiting for next season.
Yes, correct. Just next season. We're just glad we survived.
Yeah, let
No,
me
you
let
survived.
me add,
Well.
let me
No,
Let me add-
Julian. Chris is waiting for next season. You're just waiting for the money to come from your owners.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, very good.
It's our time now.
Let me just add something, Eugene. I'm not just waiting for a slip up for Man City. I'm also waiting for a Champions League final. That's coming up next weekend.
Yeah.
Nicely got in there.
Nicely got in there, yes.
And Harry, we have to talk about the Son and Salah saga.
Oh, a golden boot. I think Son was going to win that because Salah might not play this weekend. I think he's going to be rested for the Champions League final.
Right, yeah.
Well, Son, it depends. Son might just be having to hold things together because let's hope that Harry's virus is nothing major and they're just being precautionary by making him travel alone.
Mm-hmm. So I guess since we are more Spurs fan here at the moment, let's talk about Liverpool first, right? Why won't we? Since Harry's here, you guys had a tough game in the FA Cup final, 120 minutes. You did have to slog it out against, and Klopp made 9 changes, right, against Aston Villa.
Southampton.
Southampton, yeah, against Southampton, right? And you guys are going to play last game?
Yeah, we're playing Wolves on Sunday at home.
At home?
Yep,
Okay.
at home. And then obviously the Champions League final, which is next weekend. So yeah, we're just obviously hoping. I'm expecting changes again against Wolves. I think some of the first teamers will play, but also it'll be a mix of the first teamers and some of the second string and fringe players. Because I think he's going to rest up people like Virgil van Dijk, Salah, who's got a bit of an injury, Fabinho, etc. Just to make sure they're fit for the Champions League final. But I think they will get some minutes in the game because I think he wants to make sure they've got some rhythm going into the final as well. So I think it'll be a mix. The team is going to be a mix. It's going to be some first teamers and some fringe players. But yeah, the quality of the squad is so good right now. We make 9 changes away to Southampton, go 1-0 behind with a totally different front three and midfield, and we win the game, and back line as well for that matter. So yeah, we're in good shape, let's say, Eugene.
Yeah. Now your squad depth is amazing, right? Yeah, you can take off someone and you just basically can just replace it with the same kind of levels. So I know there was some kind of a scenario that we were talking about, the asthma thing and all that. Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah, yes, exactly. Heart attack moments.
No, not the heart attack moments. They were, but we won't go there. let you revel in your glorious moment now at the moment being an FA Cup champion, right?
Yeah,
And of course
I think there's the one thing I want to say is, I mean, it's not just people talk about the squad depth. I think it's not just I mean, squad depth in terms of like well-known players, etc. It's the youth as well, right? We've brought in Konate, for example, who's now looking the part in defense. He's 22, 23 years age. Simikas is a great backup for Robertson now. He's about 24, 25. The young boys played against Southampton. Harvey Elliott, who's 18 years old in midfield.
hey,
Coming back
Elliott's
from
back after his break.
yeah,
Great.
exactly. He's back. He's been he started the game, and then Curtis Jones, who's 19, 20, who had a storm over game as well. So I think it's the youth as well, which is very, very. I mean, it's promising, right? It's good signs. And then we obviously have Fabio Carvalho coming in next season, the young kid, the star from Fulham as well. So we've got a good young squad building as well to complement the senior pros.
That's a good thing. But you guys still need City to slip up. So that's one part going there. And surprisingly, City is playing Aston Villa, which is being helmed by an ex-Liverpool player. Plus, you have got Coutinho there too. So maybe they will have a point to prove.
And one more player. Don't forget, people forget Danny Ings, ex-Liverpool player as well. Leads the line for them.
Wow. Gee.
Danny Ings,
Shows how well he did at Liverpool, doesn't it?
Harry, Liverpool squad depth is so good, right? It's gone into Aston Villa.
It's trickled into Aston Villa. I just hope there's I mean, let's face it, it's a long shot. I think it's bonus if anything happens. I'm not really banking on it, but you just never know, right? It just takes a bit of a twist, some sort of a red card, an early red card for City or something, right? A set piece, Coutinho on a set piece, and the game changes, right? So you just never know.
But both of you guys are playing at home, so I guess it's more or less, I mean, it's like I said, it's something like what Spurs are having now, right? It's all in our own hands, right?
Yes,
and of course,
exactly.
Big up to Chris Agamba. Big up, Chris. Big support. Thanks for the time, right? And coming to, let's get to Chris from Leicester, right? Chris,
trying to hang on to Tillman's.
How do you feel about your season this year?
It's funny because we've had two really good seasons. We finished 2 fifths, two consecutive European campaigns, an FA Cup, an English Super Cup or Community Shield, whichever you want to call it. And there's going to come a time, I think, when we're not going to sort of have that sort of success, and that was this season. We've had 26, 27 injuries throughout the season to different players. We've had 9 of those were defensive players. We bring Vestergaard in as a last-minute replacement for Fofana because he got injured in a pre-season friendly. His leg was broken. I mean, he didn't know who he was playing with one week to another. It was literally a case of Brendan's sort of decision on what formation he was going to play, depending on who was available and who was fit. So I think if we, with all that taken into account, if we can finish 8th, 9th, 10th, and we've had a European semi-final place, going out by the odd goal to Roma, I don't think it's been a bad season.
Your mic slipped.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's okay. Yeah, but the thing is that Chris, after all that progress and all that, next season you're going to lose a few of your key players, right? I mean, your owners are thinking of selling and maybe upgrading again, or rebuilding the team again. How do you feel on that?
I mean, Tillemans is definitely going to go. There's no doubt about that. He's been linked with everybody and the dog. We've been trying to talk. Well, yeah, I mean, he wants Premier League football. He wants Champions League football. That's we've been speaking to him now for 12 months, and he hasn't sort of committed within that time. And he's gonna, if we don't sell him this window, we're not going to get anything for him. So we've got to sell him. He wants to go to, like I say, Champions League club. So he's waited until the end of the season because he could have gone in January. He didn't. He's waited till the end of the season to see who's in what position. Arsenal, Man United, they were all linked with him, but he's not going to get Champions League football with them. Could go to Tottenham, or he could go abroad. It is going to be a season without him. Others, I mean, we're not a poor club, but unfortunately our owners are very much travel industry based, which has obviously been hit really bad by COVID. We might have to sell to buy, but I think it may be just a few fringe players, which you've got to do every now and again. You've got to refresh the team. You look at Fergie at Man United in his time there, he probably had 3 or 4 different teams as he went through it. So it's evolution. We've got some amazing youngsters coming through. So at the end of the day, it hasn't been a bad season. It's just that we've had 2 very good seasons that have made it look worse than it probably is. 3 seasons ago, give me a European semi-final and top 10, I'd have bitten your hand off.
Can I ask Chris a question? Actually, a couple of questions on Leicester. Just really curious, Chris, on a couple of things. I think one is, what are your thoughts on Brendan Rodgers? What's the general feeling of the Leicester fan base on Brendan Rodgers after the season you've had? Because I mean, obviously, he was manager of Liverpool as well, and he tends to have 2 good seasons followed by a not very good season. That's one. And I think the second question was related to, you spoke about Tielemans, but what about Harvey Barnes? I think he's an absolute quality player. Do you think he could be off the summer?
We'll take Harvey Barnes first. He could be. Like I say, at the end of the day, every player has a price. What we are not now is a selling club. We don't have to sell.
So we can't have Daka then.
For years and years, it's going back to the Lineker days. We had to sell to keep the club going. Now we don't have to, and if we do sell, we will sell at our price. 80 million for Harry Maguire, 50 million for Ben Chilwell. Neither player we had to sell, but when you made ridiculous offers, Harry Maguire we bought for 19 million and sold for 80 million. It paid for our trading centre.
One of the most expensive fridges that you can find anywhere.
Exactly. And they've tried to bring him back for a refund, but they've not got the receipt. So they can't have it. But and Harvey Barnes, he's just one of a group of players that we've nurtured. He's come through the youth system. He's gone out on loan. Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, Luke Thomas. The list does go on, and he could go. Like I say, you can't say we're all basically, we're in this tree of we sell to sort of like say the Liverpools, the Man Uniteds. You sell to the Barcelonas, the Real Madrid. We're all in a sort of a line. He's had a funny season. He's not had the best season, but then no Leicester player has. You can look at say how our season's gone, and he's had injuries as well. And players have taken a bit longer to come back from injuries. So, I'd like to keep him, but he's a future England player. But we will see who comes in for him. In regards to Brendan Rodgers, everybody keeps saying this. Oh, it's 3rd season syndrome with Brendan. It's third. Well, he's never been given a 4th season anywhere. It's and I say I'll go back to Alex Ferguson at Man United. I think it was 2001-2 or 2002-3. He never won a thing. Now Man United didn't sack him. It's just one of those seasons, And like I say, with Leicester, an 8th, 9th, 10th finish in a European semi-final isn't a sackable position to be in. It is with some of the fans that are saying, well, we should have been 5th. We were 5th before. We should be now. We're starting to sound like Arsenal fans.
You were overachieving, actually. I think in 5th, you guys were overachieving, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, and we were fighting when we were fighting for that 5th place. Nobody else was. Now you've got West Ham in the mix. Arsenal have come back into it. Spurs, in fairness, have come back into it.
So Newcastle are going to be in it next season. That's
for sure. You've got Wolves. You've got all those. Newcastle, exactly. They're going to be coming into it. So there's a lot of competition. What you've got to do, for me, with a manager, Brendan Rodgers has come in with a plan, whether it's a 5-6 year plan, and he's bringing the players through, and maybe he's refreshing now. He's decided that now is the time to refresh. If we get rid of him now, and probably 40-50% of the fan base want us to, well, we're starting again.
But you guys won the FA Cup. He won the FA Cup. Yeah.
What more than we have?
This squad got us to Europe and won us the FA Cup and the Community Shield. But why get rid of a manager? Because everything he's done for the last 3 seasons, will just rip up.
Yep.
The new manager's going to come in. He goes, right, I don't like you. You don't fit into my plans. You wouldn't fit into the sort of formation I play. You've wasted, well, not wasted, but yes, 2-3 years gone down the pan, and you're just starting again. It hasn't brought, no disrespect, it hasn't brought Spurs a lot of, success. Keep changing. It hasn't done for Watford. You've got to, and I know Arsenal fans don't like Arteta, but it looks like they've got a plan. It's a long-term plan, and it took Liverpool 30 years to get, and I remember Liverpool, under Paisley, Dalglish, and all those, you were the powerhouse of English football. It's taken you 30 years to get back to that. So,
it's taken Klopp for 3-4 years. It took him 3-4 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah.
And fans want instant success, of course they do. The more success you get, the more success you want, which I say is a problem with our fans, I think. But no, to me, he's got to be given another season minimum, and see how we are at the end of that season.
And of course, let's get to Julian, right? The new kid on the block, right? Before the Saudi money that's coming in, right? Julian, with Eddie Howe and all that, with the money that you have the potential to spend, right? Do you think Howe has done a good job? Of course, he's done a good job, right? You guys were 19 when he came in. And now you are more or less in the, fighting for more or less the mid-table kind of scenario. Not even fighting, you're actually secured in the mid-table, right? So how do you see your team going forward, right?
Actually, at the start of the season, when it was still under Steve Bruce, and before the takeover, I actually honestly think we were going to get relegated. Seriously, the first 14 games without any win. That's pretty bad, but we were lucky with a takeover also. I think they were trying to get Newcastle for a time. When the takeover came, I think we didn't really care actually, as long Mike actually is not in the club. So when the Saudi group came and took over, with then that point, first thing I think we thought that we should get rid of Steve Bruce because his method, his formation, the team wasn't playing for him, so it was a good change when they got Eddie Howe in, fresh again. Like you all mentioned, we need a refresh, and of course, not only with the team players, Howe did excellently motivating players like Jonjo Shelby, especially he transformed Joelinton from a flop to our new player of the season this year. So, and we went. And then with the backing of the new owners, we brought in we did sensible transfer. Of course, everyone thought we'd get some superstar marquee signing in, and we're glad our first signing was Kieran Trippier.
Spurs.
Yeah. I think
Bruno Gomes was a top player.
Gomes came in.
Absolute quality player.
Correct. Then we had a loan target, Matt Target in as well, and we got Chris Wood in because Callum Wilson was out injured for so long. So he came and did a job for us at least. So other than that, I think this time it's very exciting to watch Newcastle play now under Eddie Howe, because under the Steve Bruce regime management, it was poor football. It was there's no plan, and every time I watch any game with Newcastle under Steve Bruce, it's gonna be like it will start as a defeat straight away. I wouldn't even say we got any chance at all. But this time, I'm very excited for seeing Newcastle playing, and I'm very happy with the position they are now. To be honest, if we can get anything more than top 10, that is like extra bonus already.
I've got a question for Julian, if I can.
To tell you truth, Julian, it's not actually Steve Bruce's fault. Actually, it's Mike Ashley, because Mike Ashley put him there to actually temper you guys, the fans' expectation, right? And Mike Ashley has always been very honest with the Newcastle fans and all that. He was never saying that I'm going to bring you anywhere, right? Just accept where you are. But now with the new owners, then of course there's new direction. Sorry, Chris, you were about to say?
No, I was just going to say to Julian, I mean, the new owners do seem sensible. I live down just outside Bournemouth, and Eddie Howe was manager at Bournemouth for 10 years. I came down here about 15 years ago, and I can remember the Bournemouth players being stood outside the one of the theatres with buckets collecting money. They were literally that close to going out of business. They brought Eddie Howe in. I think they were minus 10 or 7 points when he came in, and he's taken them on that journey from near obscurity at the bottom of the 4th division to 5-6 year stint in the Premier League. He's a great manager. I think he's really good choice for you. But Julian, do you think that the owners see him as a stopgap, and that eventually you want a named manager, or do you think they'll give him, a chance to build and do something?
Okay, with this, I think what he has done is we won't forget about it. But like I say, with the new owner, definitely they will start with Eddie Howe first. And if Newcastle is going to a success, I use Man City as a template when they started off with Mark Hughes, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So they will give Eddie Howe a chance, 2-3 seasons at least. Then if Newcastle start signing big star ego players, they definitely need a much high profile managers. That's what I see. But if Eddie Howe can hold on his own, I don't see any reason why he can't be a success.
I think Newcastle fans will have to be patient. Correct. Because when you have that sort of money, you can afford to have like a scattergun approach with your transfer dealings. You can buy loads and loads and loads of players in, and some of them might not work, but then you move them on and you bring more in. That's what happened to Chelsea when they first started. That's what happened to Man City when they first started. I think that's what having all that money available is, that you can do that.
True.
As far as Eddie Howe's concerned, great manager to bring in I thought he was going to get relegated. I really did. The richest team in the Championship. That's what I was sort of saying. But Eddie Howe came in. That's probably the ideal manager. I hope they do keep with him. But I think, as you say, in the long term, I don't think he will. It's just the way it works, unfortunately.
He wasn't the first choice. He wasn't the first choice. Also, if I'm not mistaken, we were trying to get Unai Emery in as well.
All right. Yeah. Well, maybe not the next one.
But we're glad we didn't get him as well, because we need like a British manager first to get the team going and to get, especially control the dressing room, because it's very odd, because that player, when Steve Bruce inherited from Rafa, Eddie Howe is using the same set of players, and you see so much different they play. That's why I say it's.
Well, we've seen it with Conte. We've seen it with Conte. So I know exactly.
Can I just add something? Actually, you guys have got to be very careful. You don't fall into the same trap like Everton, for example, and even PSG, and even PSG. I'll throw into that, for example, where they don't give the manager any power with regards to recruitment. I think the real test for Newcastle is this summer, because they've got all that money to spend. The recruitment team, some recruitment director comes in, just buys players without Eddie Howe's approval, and then you get all these egos in the dressing room. None of the PSG managers, top managers, have been able to handle that dressing room. Everton's a good example as well, isn't it? That they're really bad buys, and it's taken them almost to relegation.
I think as well with Newcastle moving forward, you've got to be really, really spot on with your transfer policy.
Exactly.
Because you're going to get players that, as soon as they Newcastle, the pound signs are going to be going round in their heads.
Exactly.
And you don't want to end up with and Leicester were like this a few seasons ago. We ended up with a load of old players who were past the prime but were names. And that's great, but the best days were behind them. And just to take Harry's point up, I know when he was at Bournemouth, Eddie Howe did everything. He ran that club. He had and I can't see Eddie going without having insisting that he has that right to have the final say on transfers.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
guys, before we continue,
it's great to see another team that is hopefully be smashing that big six. So good luck with Newcastle, mate.
Just before
it's about time.
Yeah.
Let me just give a shout out to the guys in the chats, right? Thanks for you guys for your support. Simply Ace is in the chat, right? And of course, Scott M is a big long time supporter. John Patrick, these are all Spurs fans, right? Simply Ace says that our club only knows about profit, relatively trophy. And of course,
that's my issue.
Ian. Chris is saying hi to Ian. Hi, Ian. How was the beach? I don't know where.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris. Hi,
Chris.
Yeah.
Chris not related to Holly, but it's now Chris slightly related to Holly Aggenbar.
No, they are related now. They found out there's something like 8th cousin or something like that.
Yeah. So funny.
And of course, simply says Newcastle have some very good signings in January, and if they keep this recruitment up, they will challenge for top 6 next year, no doubt. Yeah, the thing is that what Harry is saying is very true. Will the owners give Eddie Howe the players he wants? Like, the thing is, like, for a lot of clubs nowadays, right, they tend to choose the players for the managers, right? Not giving the managers the choice of the players they want. That's what we Spurs fans have been actually witnessing for the past how many years, you know? We change managers come in, you know, we tend to buy players for the managers. Then after that, we change managers again. Then this group of players that we bought for that manager doesn't suit this new manager. So you go in a big cycle and circle over and over again. But now we come to the stage that we've got Conte, right? And this is where I'm going to come to, you know, talking about Spurs, since Harry and Chris and Julian have spoken about Newcastle. Then I'll go around the panel and ask you guys, okay, we have been in this ding-dong battle with Arsenal for the top 4, right? And somehow or another, it seems to be a very important kind of position to be in because, you know, you get your Champions League position, the money's there, you attract more better quality players and blah, 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 and blah, 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 right? So now we come to this, right? Let's get to Chris first. Chris, do you think, right, Spurs will get top 4?
I don't think anybody wants it, do they? Every team seems to be throwing it away. It's great. I think there's only ourselves and one other game that doesn't have any effect on the title, the European places, or the relegation places. It's great for a neutral the last day of the season. I thought Arsenal were going to get it, to be honest with you. You know, a few weeks ago, I said it was Arsenal. Well, sorry, a month or so ago, I said it was Arsenal's to lose. I think they are. I think they have lost it now. I think Spurs will get 4th. I can't see them not getting 4th for any reason. You know, if you've got Norwich, for God's sake. If you can't go and beat Norwich and get 4th, then you need to sort of just disappear. You know, come on. Why wouldn't you get 4th? You know,
Actually,
Well,
I've got
back.
actually quick question. The who's got the better goal difference? Is it Spurs or?
Oh, we have by miles.
Okay.
Put it this way: if we
more than 10 goals,
if we draw against Norwich, Arsenal will have to win by 16 goals to go.
Okay. Yeah, so the only way is you guys lose to Norwich, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then to be fair, the way that Arsenal played the other night, thank you, Julian, for that. The way Arsenal played the other night, I mean, you do wonder whether they'll be able to beat Everton. I think
they will. Everton's on the beach now. Everton's absolutely on the beach now.
Yeah, I think after last night, I'd have rather that Everton. Not that I wanted Everton to go down, but I'd have rather them lost last night, so that they really had to play on Sunday.
I think that's. I think.
Well, actually, yeah. So, but we should. I mean, I'm confident. I know. Look, we should win. It's like with the top of the title race at the moment. Yeah, Man City should beat Wolves, but do you remember when they won their title with the Aguero goal? They were losing that game. We've gone into injury time against QPR, who may or may not have been relegated at that time. So you just do not know. So it's not done and dusted yet, both the title, relegation, or top 4. But it looks likely that we'll make top 4, and it looks likely that Man City will win the title. But you just never know.
But that I'd like to also add, said, you know, if you can't beat Norwich, I'm sorry.
We don't deserve it. We don't deserve it. And at the end of the day, it's over the 38 games, and if over the 38 games we don't get in it, we don't deserve it. So.
It's more to say that we don't lose to Norwich, right? Even a draw more or less is ours, right?
I still want to be 2 or 3 up at half time, though.
And Harry, what do you think about top four between us and Arsenal?
Oh, I mean, it's yours. It's yours to completely. If you lose this, I don't know what to say, man. It's probably the most Spursy thing ever. That one, because you just can't. I think Antonio Conte packs his bags and leaves the moment if you guys lose to Norwich. I think it's simple as that.
Yeah,
So
we were thinking about Leicester having a manager that stays longer than 3 seasons, but I mean, we want Conte to stay longer than 1. So
yeah. So yeah. It's not going to happen. Norwich away.
Good afternoon.
Not happening.
Yeah, Ian, you're a bit.
I was going to. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. There's a few new faces. I think some people obviously from different clubs. So yeah, but some of my regulars as well. But maybe some of the Far Eastern friends and non-Spurs fans may know that there's the Oxford English Dictionary always adds new words every year, and one of the words there's been an application for. Spursy, the ability, I think, to snatch defeat victory, and if we were to get beat on Sunday and not qualify for the Champions League, I believe that would be the ultimate Spursy, the ultimate failure.
If we do, though, that word
I'm not
is
going to be
bang.
my glass is half full. I am confident that we will go to Norwich and make a statement early.
It's like waiting for
I
Christmas
have
Day.
an Arsenal supporting. So
you're
again,
a bit choppy, Ian. You're a bit choppy, Ian.
Yeah,
I might have.
Yeah, you're choppy. Yeah, you're a bit choppy.
It's
And
all
Julian,
like
like I've been saying, right?
Yes, Eugene.
Thank you for the performance that you guys put up on Monday. Right.
This one for you guys.
Yeah. And of course, we smashed them first, right? And actually demoralized them. Then we send them over to you, and you just buried them, right? So, but what I'm saying now is that in this position, do you think that it's more or less in our hands?
Oh yes, definitely. You guys, it's again what Chris said. It's Norwich, the last team they're relegated. So you guys have to just win this game, or like what Harry said, just don't lose. That's it. It's in your hand.
Yeah. But guys, do you know the bad news is that we've been having a virus running through our players?
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's as bad as everyone seems to be pointing out to me. Conte was in the press conference saying that they've had a couple of issues, but nothing that can't be overcome. So I don't think it's another lasagna gate.
But we're Spurs fans, right? We've got a lot of PTSD in us, flashbacks.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
If Harry Kane's virus was so bad, they wouldn't even let him travel. But he's traveling by himself just in case. So he is still in contention, but they're just going to see whether he's. So it sounds like he's got something other than COVID. So
how far is it from London to Norwich?
Not that far. It's a short an hour on the train.
Hour on the train, but by road about 2 hours.
2 hours by road.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not too far.
Not too far. Okay. So that means the possibility of, to tell the truth, right? Even if we put our B team out there, we should beat Norwich. But the problem is that, we've seen our B team go against teams like Mora and the others. It's like, oh my God. PTSD.
And Norwich, I think, are a lot better than Mora.
Yeah. I forgot you guys got Ryan Sessegnon.
Yeah.
No, he's had a problem as well. So
he's actually started playing pretty well, actually, Ryan.
Correct,
he's a confidence player, and he's had that hamstring problems in the past. So he looks good. I must say, I think it's actually really good the fact that whoever wins the title, Spurs have had an influence on it. Because we took 2 draws at Liverpool and 2 wins against Man City. So whoever win the title, we've had an influence, which is sort of.
Is that a good season for Spurs? Is it?
Yeah, having an influence. Yeah, I have to say, Chris, that I'm very impressed by your where you are, Chris. That looks very impressive in the background.
Is it? Yes.
Yeah.
That's the Premier League trophy.
I know.
I have to explain that just when I'm on the Spurs channel.
The funny thing is, I was thinking this the other day. It was that Man City and Liverpool are so far ahead of everyone at the moment that I think when Leicester won the title and also when Chelsea won it the season after, I think we was at a time where the league was quite sort of sorting itself out again, and that enabled teams like Tottenham and Leicester City to sort of to win the title or be up there. I still think, and I don't know whether we're getting on to this later on, I still think under Conte, if he's backed by the board, I still think third position is well within our grasp next season. Yeah. Because Chelsea, we don't know what's happening with them with their money situation. Man United have got a manager that is rebuilding. There'll be clubs like Newcastle, West Ham, Arsenal that will be there or thereabouts. But I think if we get the players in, and you only have to look how we've done under Conte since he's been there, we do need to upgrade if we're going to be challenging. But I think we could be up there. A title challenge, no way in the world. As I said, Liverpool and Man City are so far ahead of us. But you can only hope that they start to come down and we start to go up. So we shall see.
Yeah. And let's hope that they don't take the Kulu and Guti money out of the war chest that we're supposed to be getting from Levy for Conte.
Well, I mean, the Champions League.
We have this little thing where we have a war chest, right?
we got a war draw.
Yeah, it might be along the same lines of the agreement between Levy and Kane, a gentleman's agreement. Yeah.
The one thing I will say is that by the disgraceful decision to get our season ticket money by the end of April means that we should have about £45 million in their coffers. And if we do get Champions League qualification, the group stage money that you get will probably, those two things will pay for Kulusevski and Romero. So hopefully we'll have some money to spend. The only thing, and I'm sorry to the board of guys that don't support Tottenham here, the only thing I will say, and I've said it many, many times, give the money, give Conte and his team a budget, and then butt out. So there you go. That's what you got to spend. Spend it how you want, but butt out. I don't want any of this.
Not with that.
Yeah, I know exactly. But it's yeah. We live in hope. We live in hope.
I think the one thing that has happened to Spurs, to be honest with you, because when he came in, you'd had your 10th choice manager that wasn't doing very well for you, and Conte came in, and I think he said, like, okay, you want me, this is what I want, and this is how I want to run the club. And there's all these rumours about PSG sniffing around him possibly at the end of the season. He's in such a strong position, and if Daniel Levy does not do what he wants, and he's a top class manager, and I think this is the best chance you've had for a long time to actually make an impression and maybe have a title run. But like you say, Levy's got to back out.
They've got to, and it doesn't need to. It doesn't need millions and millions of pounds. It just needs for him to be back to the place he wants to get.
Look at the players we buy. We buy Fofana for 19 million. Exactly. Everybody's sniffing around him now. Harry Maguire, as we said before. I think the big clubs is I do feel you want ready-made players.
Yeah. Yes, Harry. You're about to say something, Harry?
Yeah, I was just going to say, man, I think I actually like Conte. I think he's a top-class manager. But I think there's one thing about Conte that I'm very wary about is he's always about instant success. He wants it now and now, really. And for me, that, especially for a club like Spurs, for example, I think you need to build. You need to get young players in. You need to build for almost a dynasty, almost, right? A proper team. And I think if you give him all the money and you tell him to dictate everything the summer, I think that's asking for trouble because he buys ready-made players. He doesn't care about the age profile, etc. of the player. And I think that could bite you in the future. So that's the only thing I'll say about Antonio Conte.
But Harry, we Spurs fans been waiting for something like that.
No, I disagree, man. I think you got to get a blend because I'm speaking as a Liverpool fan, and we have gone through a lot of shit. Don't go for just the instant success. You get the instant success and nothing else, you fall apart.
I think we've got it's a balance in that because we've been planning for the future for the last 20 years, and it hasn't worked. So I think we're
well balanced.
Yeah, I think Conte wants players that can come and play in the Premiership straight away. And Kulusevski is 21, 22. Bentancur is 24. So not exactly old. So he's got those players. I do totally agree with what you're saying there. The other thing I will say is that from what he said in the press conference, he's very clever in press conferences. He says things without saying things, and you can read what he's saying. He's the only person from what I read will tell Levy how it is. and what we need to do. I think he's very aware that we're not going to challenge for the title next season, but at the same time, getting 4th position will not be enough next season. He'll want to get 3rd. He'll want to win a trophy.
Yep.
And build in the next 2 or 3 seasons, which, let's face it, he doesn't normally stay at clubs very long, but we're hoping that he will stay and that he's got this belief that we can do so. I don't think PSG will interest him. I mean, it's like the Scottish League. There's 2 teams in it. PSG, there's probably 1 league team in it. I think this is more of a challenge for him. I think he'll definitely stay this season, but then it's up to us to back him.
I think the
couple
one thing
windows,
about Antonio
couple
Conte,
windows, 2 or 3 windows.
I think the one thing about Antonio Conte, why PSG might interest him, even though it's as you say, it's a farmers' league, etc., is he's never won the Champions League. I think, if I'm right, I don't think Antonio Conte has won the Champions League ever before.
No, he hasn't. He's not got a good record in Europe.
Exactly, and that is what he may, and that's exactly what he may look for. Something like a task like that, a job like that, where he can go and actually get some European success for himself, right? So that's the only thing I would say.
I think the turning point, if ever anything made him think he's going to stay, I think the turning point was the Thursday game against Arsenal, because the atmosphere that game was the best I've seen. Even the old White Hart Lane, I can't remember an atmosphere like that. And I think the love that the fans have shown him, I think that will certainly will influence him.
I've just got to thank Spurs supporters here, all you Spurs supporters here, just like you were thanking Julian earlier. I've got to take the opportunity to thank you guys, because if not for you guys, we would not have picked up Luis Diaz in January. And he's an absolute steal, Luis Diaz. So I've got to say a big thank you to Spurs for that one.
Harry, we didn't beat M City, right? We didn't even in the race.
Yep. I don't know about that, but Luis Diaz, what a player that guy is, and he's going to be even better next season. And I've got big thanks to Spurs for that one.
I was really disappointed with Tottenham when that happened, because it's the same old Tottenham, Diver. Liverpool came in and got him. But I have to say, the player they went for when they did get Diaz, Kulusevski, has been absolutely brilliant.
He's been quality. He's been good as well.
I'm quite happy with how it went.
Yeah.
It worked out well for both clubs then.
It did.
Take
Yes.
that, yeah.
Kulu and Benteke.
I just like to get to Harry first now, okay? Harry, M City has already made the first move, right? They've gone for Haaland, right? What are your potential signings to counter that for the next season?
That's a good question, right? So we've actually got a deal done with Fabio Carvalho. I think I mentioned from Fulham. He's a 19-year-old absolute top talent. If you guys have watched him in the Championship, he reminds everyone of Coutinho. I think he got 10 goals in the league as well with Fulham, who finished top. So he's a top player. He runs with the ball. He plays the number 10. He can play in midfield. He can play out on the wing as well. So we've got him over the line. I think they're after a right back from Scotland, Calvin Ramsey, who's 18 years old, from Aberdeen, I think Leeds are after him, and a few other clubs. He's a good quality. He probably is a backup to Trent. And I think the big one that Liverpool are after, and they're rumored to be, it's a priority signing, as a rumor from reputed journalists as well, is Aurélien Tchouameni. So the Monaco central midfielder, who's likened to Pogba, who people speak really highly of. He can play the defensive midfield role. He can play the number 8, scores goals. A top talent. I think Real Madrid are after him as well. But apparently Liverpool are in leading that race. So if they get that one over the line, I think that's what they want. Because midfield is where we're weak. We've got Henderson, who's about 31. Milner's about 37. Thiago is 30. Oxlade-Chamberlain is 37.
37, yeah.
I knew he was old. He was that old. Jay.
Thiago is 30 years old. Oxlade-Chamberlain, I mean, he's done. He's going this summer as well. So we've got, I think, too many players at that age now. Fabinho is about 28, 29. So I think that's why they're trying to get a young guy, a real top talent to play in midfield. And I think that he would be ideal.
Yeah. So that means you guys more or less are looking to, revamp your midfield because of the age and all that. Yep. Even Henderson is getting old.
Yeah, right. So this summer the focus is midfield. It's 100% midfield. I think the attack is pretty much sorted. They might look to get a right winger as a backup in case Salah moves, for example. So I think they're rumored after maybe a Rafinha or Jared Bowen apparently as well, who's quality for West Ham. But that I think is not the priority. The priority is a backup right back to Trent. And a top-class midfielder actually to come in. And when I say top-class, they want someone who's who's worth 40-50 million pounds, someone who comes in straight away and he's there for 10 years.
Don't hijack Bruno Guimaraes, huh?
No, you got money. You're not afraid.
You're not afraid of Liverpool.
You're not afraid of Liverpool. No, but the thing is that there's rumors about not only Salah. There's even rumors now about Mane might want to make a move, right? And the value of Mane now might even drop if he doesn't move fast enough, right? So if you're going to lose Salah and Mane within these 2 years, right, that will actually damper your strike force.
We won't lose both. It's very clear. It's very clear. We won't sell. They've got contracts right till the end of next year. We won't sell. We did that with Coutinho, didn't we? We didn't want to sell him. We held on to him for another 6 months, and we got top dollar for him. So we won't sell. We'll make sure we get replacements in. I 100% trust the Liverpool recruitment team. They've proven themselves over the last 4 or 5 years. Every signing is a hit. We've not had a flop signing, if you think about it.
Jota is a good signing.
Luis Diaz at 30 million pounds. Andy Robertson at 8 million pounds. We've not Konate at 30. He's a top class defender. We've not had a flop signing. So if they move on, which ultimately you think they will, at some point, then we'll never lose both at the same time. That would put it that way. I think if we sell one, we keep the other one. And we'll always have someone as a backup.
Maybe it's time for Minamino to shine as well. I think he's a good player, but
he's I read a stat about him. I think he's got 10 goals across all competitions for us this year.
Correct.
I think out of 11 shots on target, he's got 10 goals, something like that.
Yep.
And not just that, he finished as our top scorer for the League Cup and the FA Cup, both cups we won. He was the top scorer. So, we might sell him. Apparently, there's interest in him. And we bought him for £7 million, and apparently we might look to sell him for £20 million. What business that is! Quality business. Think about that business. Yeah. So we trust the recruitment team.
There and tell him to change his purchasing method.
That's the problem. That's what Conte, when he came in, he was very upset.
I'm going to take this opportunity to just very quickly say, before you hand it off the rest of the guys. We are losing a player this summer. Klopp has confirmed in the press conference today he's leaving the club. He's a legend of the club. He's Lord Divock Origi. So just wanted to say, Divock, all the very best, man. He's off this summer.
Didn't he score the second goal in the Champions League final against us?
Yes, he did. He did. He scored 2 goals against Barcelona in the semi-finals. Yeah. Top player, man.
And every club needs those sort of players. Funny, the irony being in the Champions League final season we had Llorente that more or less did the same sort of thing.
Exactly.
Come on and do the business. So
where is Divock going?
Apparently he's going to AC Milan. I think he's got a deal agreed with AC Milan, so he's probably moving to AC Milan. Good for him. He doesn't really get time, but whenever he comes on the pitch for Liverpool, he scores, right? So he's a cult hero. He's a proper cult hero, that guy.
So true. And let's get to Julian, right? Julian, I think I'll call you Moneybags at the moment. Right. You guys have the
all the
Moneybags and he left. Oh my
god. Shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, somebody cut his internet or something. But maybe you hop back on again.
Well, actually, I probably need to go now as well. I'm looking at the time.
All right.
So it's really nice meeting you, Harry. Nice meeting you, Chris.
Yeah,
all the best, Eugene, and if you get to
catch you later. Right? Have a good trip in Canada, right? Send my regards.
Monday I'm off to Canada, then a week later Australia. So who knows when I'll next be on the street.
He might be doing a short stop in Malaysia.
So
on the way back, I'll be at Kuala Lumpur Airport for about 7 or 8 hours. But apart from that,
so you're gonna have some Molson to wet your whistle.
Definitely. I think that'll definitely be on the card.
Bhutan to enjoy, and then some maple syrup and some waffles to finish it off.
At the top of the CN Tower.
Yeah, and then land in Australia and have a shrimp on the barbie and a nice drop of wine, and
it's going to be good. It's going to be good. But anyway, nice meeting you all, and I shall see you later. Bye-bye.
Cheers, man. Have a safe day. Eugene, I've actually also got to jump off, as I mentioned.
Yep, Harry. What shows are you doing nowadays, Harry? I don't see.
Actually, we've been off. We've been too busy, myself and Ram. Obviously, there was a COVID interruption for myself as well in between, which was So I mean, but it's just been a lot of work commitments. I think we'll be full on again in the summer with the transfer window, etc. And we'll definitely do a review show again after this weekend. So, and definitely a build up to the Champions League final. So we'll be doing that as well.
All right, Harry.
Good luck in the final, mate.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks a lot,
Good
man.
luck in the final. Yeah, good luck in the final. Yeah, hope you get your revenge.
Yeah, we need it. We lost to the final to Real Madrid. We lost last season to Real Madrid in the Champions League. They knocked us out as well. So hopefully third time lucky.
Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys. Have a good
Take
one.
care.
Yep.
Bye.
So Chris is
then
just
the-
the three of us. Let's see.
Yeah.
Julian is coming back. He's lost his connection.
Hi.
I mean,
Yeah,
I just,
Yeah, just as I was calling you money bags and you disappeared, right? So what happened?
So sorry, the line just got cut off only.
Malaysian internet, right?
Malaysian internet. Malaysian internet.
Malaysian internet sucks. Now, I will say we were talking about
Yes.
players, right? At the time being now that you guys actually have the most funds at your
Correct.
disposal, but also thanks to Mike Ashley, right?
Yeah.
I think you can spend up to nearly 200 million pounds in this summer without actually affecting your FFP, right?
Correct.
What kind of
Yeah.
players you guys looking at? Have you had any rumors from your team to see what movement that you're going to go for?
Okay, so today I read something interesting. We are linked to Dean Henderson. We need a goalkeeper apparently. Then there's this Lyon attacker, which I don't mind. Is Bruno Guimaraes' former teammate, Lucas Paqueta. I think that's a very good attacking midfielder. And of course, defensively, we need a defender. Apparently, James Tarkowski has been linked to us as well. Yeah. So these are the few players been linked to Newcastle at the moment. There were talks about Jesse Lingard as well, but I don't see that happening. Yeah.
But with the money that is promised, well, seemingly on its way, they don't sound like the sort of stellar signings that are gonna. I mean, like I know we've spoken about not just doing the scattergun approach, but I would have thought that there'll be a few marquee signings coming in this summer for Newcastle. Purely, I mean, as long as they're not just trying to jump on the bandwagon to get some money in their pockets.
Yeah, I think to get this kind of marquee signings and all, I think players are still looking where this club direction going be and is going and how this position. That's why I think we really wanted that top 10 finish this season if possible, so that we can attract bigger players coming over. But knowing if, like I say, if the board give Eddie Howe the transfer in, I think the players he's gonna look at, I think he wants like proven ready-made Premiership players first, rather than big star signing. Just like what he did for Bournemouth, all the players he brings in are sensible transfers, and it gets the job done. That's why I think Eddie Howe at this moment he's not that used in this position to try to aim big. Of course, he's expecting it next season, but it all depends on how Newcastle perform actually this season to get the players we want. I can remember one time, even during my SDA era, when Alan Pardew brought Newcastle to fifth, we thought we are gonna get good players the following season. But thanks to Mike Ashley, I remember we just brought in one lone player, Locke Remy, and I think we signed one player, Vernon Anita. That's it. We could have built something from there, but it all shattered there.
Yeah. That's actually for you.
Yeah,
But
that's
guys, I
actually,
think for Newcastle now it's like that. If the January transfer window, after the summer window, the January transfer window will be very important for them, because if you guys are in the top 6 around that area, right, and fighting for a top spot in either for Europe, right, then more players will be attracted to join you guys.
exactly correct.
Yeah. But of course, Chris, what about for you, right? What kind of players are you looking for next season?
Well, according to the press and Fabio Romano, Ericsson apparently is on Brendan Rodgers' watch list. I know you guys are after him as well. I have a feeling he'll stay at Brentford though, and why not? You know, they were the ones that took the risk on him, and you know he's fitted in well there.
Yep,
we need a right winger. We've never really replaced Mahrez, but we've got Lookman. He's had a good season. We tried under last season, and that didn't work out as well. He had about one good game, but Lookman, I mean, when he was at Fulham, Everton, he started well. At Fulham, he was well, but he got injured. He makes a difference to the team when he comes on. So hopefully we'll make his loan deal permanent. I think we're going to be after another centre back. There's a guy at Torino that is interested in us if we can do a deal with them because they've got Dennis Pratt on loan and they want to buy him. So we might see a deal there. It all depends who leaves as to who we bring in. I mean, obviously the big gap is going to be Tillemans, and we keep talking about him, but we've got some good young players coming through. Ericsson would obviously, if he came, would slot in that role perfectly. But we've got Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who's
Good
probably
player.
actually, because of his emergence, has made it. We don't need to go and spend 40, 50 million on another player. We could probably spend 20, 25 and as they utilise Kieran Dewsbury Hall. We haven't got European football next season. And look at, no disrespect, Spurs, when you got thrown out, and Arsenal, you've done better this season because you haven't had Europe to consider. I mean,
we did have Europe for a while.
Yeah, for a while, that's what I say. But once you were thrown out, But no, I just, we're being linked with everybody and anybody, and if you believe that, if you leave the press, we're going to have a five-a-side team left next season. So it's one of those.
I even hear Michael's going to leave, right?
Well, he's been linked to Newcastle, funnily enough.
I heard that a bit as well.
Yeah, if he goes with our good wishes. I mean, the guy's sort of 33, 34 now. I know goalkeepers go on that bit longer, they do, but he's probably coming to the end of his probably not sell by date, but he's certainly coming up to his best buy date, if you like. We've got Danny Ward, who's a great goalkeeper. Came from Liverpool, £12 million. There's all this talk about we will be buying another goalkeeper if Schmeichel goes, but I don't think we need to because we've got him available. I say Danny Ward available, and Iverson, who's getting great reviews. He's been on loan at Preston, so I don't think that we actually need to buy. But if Schmeichel goes, it's quite funny because we were talking about this before I did the watch along last night against Chelsea. And we said, his distribution isn't brilliant, his command of the area. He probably had his best game in 6 months for us last night, just completely destroyed everything we said about him. Leicester's a club that our players will always get linked. Like I say, we will go and, like Fofana, give him a couple of seasons, he'll be being linked with everybody. Well, he already is, in fairness.
Madison.
So, it's... I just hope we've got 11 players left at the end of the window.
Oh yeah, I know you got one fellow will be there. Chris, you can keep a Jose Perez there.
No, I was just going to say, you saw us coming. I mean, if we got a deal with selling Maguire to Manchester, and as soon as it signed, run off, you were running off with bloody Jose Perez, weren't you? My God. Yeah. He's had about 90 minutes worth of good moments at the club in 3.5 years or whatever it's been.
I remember the one he scored a hat-trick, right, for you guys, against Southampton, right?
We got 9, in fairness. We got 9 past them. So if he's going to score a goal, that was the game he was going to get it in. But
there was good business.
It hasn't worked out for him. There's a good player in there, but, in the role that I think he likes to play, we've got James Maddison. And James Madison will always, for weeks, for months, we were saying he's being played out on the right. He's not a winger. Wait till he gets his better position, in a proper position for him. And when he did, he was still crap,
Yeah. But the thing is that, Chris, I trust your recruitment team more than I trust our recruitment team. For the past 5 years, what your recruitment team has been doing, right? It's been a brilliant job, better than our Spurs recruitment team. What we've been doing for the past 5 years has been a piece of shit. We spend like £300 million on players that we don't even use most of the time. We had to loan out Lascelles, so we had to loan out Ndombele, right? And my biggest fear now that these guys are coming back, you see. But of course, Lascelles, so most probably we will be able to sell him off to Villarreal because he's been doing quite well there. Imagine we bought Bryan Hill this year, right? And we had to loan him out back again to Seville, correct? So, Valencia. You're not mistaken. Yeah, Valencia. And and the poor boy, I don't think he's ever coming back again because he doesn't even fit in Conte's plan. You see, so but one thing for Spurs fans now is that if Conte and Paratici can get the reins right of the recruitment, then we have a future. But if it's still going back to square one again, I guess that we will be still going back in that the cycle. That's what we. That's what
just like you all got Lo Celso also.
Yeah, Lo Celso, and of course Ndombele, and of course, imagine we saw Gareth Bale at at that time at a record, signing transfer fee, right? And we got 7 players who, in the end, only one turned out good was Eriksen. And you were saying like Eriksen has been linked to Newcastle and all that, but like what Chris been saying, I think he's better to stay in Brentford because in Brentford he will be given a chance to play, right?
Yeah.
Right. Be given a chance to play. To tell you, if he comes to Spurs, he's just
free reign
utility player. But unless you say he gets to go to Newcastle and then Eddie Howe utilizes him to his maximum, right? To his potential to play him all the time, to give him his chance to play, then maybe that he might decide to move there, right? And maybe if he moves to Leicester and Brendan Rodgers decides to use him most of the time, then you will see a big chance for him to play. Let me bring in one more guest. Hi, Guguma.
Hi everyone.
Yeah. Guguma.
Eugene, I'm going to have to go.
Guguma.
Hi Chris. Hi Julian. Hello.
Hi Guguma.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go, Eugene, if that's okay.
Hey, yes, Chris. Just let us know when it's your next show, and just have a shout.
Show actually is 7 o'clock tonight on Leicester Till I Die TV, and it's the Southampton preview with the Southampton fan. But before I go, I'll just leave. We have got a very good transfer setup at Leicester. You've seen, going back to Mahrez and all of those. This season, though,
Kante,
we've bought Perez since Rodgers has come in. Perez, Vestergaard, Bertrand, all Rodgers' decisions, and they've all been awful. And I think the club have taken steps to take that back away from him. It has, but Rodgers has tried to kind of overwrite our transfer people, if you like.
How about Patson Daka, Chris?
He's going to come good. He will come good. Because Vardy won't be with us for much longer.
True.
So, but anyway, but good luck with both your teams. All the best with Newcastle. Go smash that top six next season, and you'll get 4th, Eugene. If you don't get 4th, I'm just going to come on here and laugh at you all summer.
Oh, come on. All right, Chris. Take care. Thanks for being on. Thanks for support.
Take care. All the best. Stay safe, everybody.
Thanks, Chris.
Stay safe too.
Nice to meet you, Chris. Bye.
Bye. Hi, Guguma. How you been doing? Haven't seen you
Hi,
such a long
Eugene. Oh my gosh, I missed you. I haven't seen you in so long.
Yeah, I've been so busy at work, right? Having time to do shows, work commitments and all that. So today I was thinking since my off day, and I really have to get this in because it's the season finale, right? And everyone's excited for Spurs. We're going for top 4. And then I was thinking I need to bring on a Newcastle fan to thank him, for actually beating down the Arsenal after we've beaten them down.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Big up to Ellie. Hi, Ellie.
Hi, Ellie.
Hi, Ellie. So,
Ellie.
and Guguma, I've seen you a couple of times on Will's channel, right? In the mornings, right? But of course, the time I'm preparing to go to work when I'm listening to you guys talk, right? How do you feel for this upcoming Sunday game?
I'm so excited. I'm like doing a countdown right now. Definitely I feel like we're going to do well. I think I remember I said, and I still feel like we're going to have a lot of goals against them. Hopefully Sonny too.
Oh, we wish that Golden Boot, yeah.
For Golden Boot.
It's
about time we see
and Julian be happy too, that will bring the Asian pride in, right?
Correct. It'll be
to win
first
the Golden Boot.
Asian top goal scorer in the Premier League. That will be good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is, right?
Correct. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? So, but of course, Guguma, you have heard the rumors about the virus that's going around Spurs. I mean, it was already in the Burnley game. We could actually see our players, right? Even though we won won the game, right? We were actually seeing our players tiring down. The legs weren't there, right? But at least we held on to get that win and put us in this position, thanks to Newcastle again, like Julian, right? To put us
Yes,
in
I
our.
heard a little bit about it. Something about Kane was sick or something, but he's
Yeah,
okay now.
Kane is sick. Kane is sick, and I think Conte came out with a press conference. But what Conte does is, I think he's very smart, right? He's not going to come out and say, "Oh dear, all my players are sick and they can't play," right?
Right.
He has to say something like, "All right, things are under control, right?
Mhm.
We are doing things the best we can, right? And we're isolating Kane. Kane is traveling to Norwich too, but he's traveling on his own, not mixing with the. That is the scary thing. He's traveling on his own and not mixing the rest of the players. So that to me, that's some kind of a danger sign there. But football is a funny old game, right? Like we all know, you're not there until you're there, right? And Sunday's coming around, all of us excited, right? And of course, Julian at the moment now, he's more excited for the summer transfer window, right? Because more or less but Julian, who are you playing this Sunday?
Burnley.
Oh, you got
definitely. Yeah.
Away, right?
They were definitely Newcastle playing away, correct. Burnley definitely wants to win it to avoid relegation. So but Newcastle, I think they're on a vacation mode. But like I said again, Eddie Howe maybe say go there, win it. We need to try to finish top 10, or else we could not attract any good players next season. I mean during the summer.
Now you will attract good players, right? Money talks.
Yeah.
For now, maybe some players are still to Newcastle, even with the money. I remember we were trying to bring in some players like this Stephen Boatman and all, and this Steve Boatman. And another one I think I remembered we were in Spain one. I cannot remember, but in the end we didn't got him as well. I think it's a Sevilla defender. So yeah, money at the moment doesn't seem.
Kunde? You're trying to get Kunde?
No, another one. What's that? Spain that it's a South American.
Not Jules Kunde. Okay, that guy was, I think, is going to Chelsea,
Sevilla.
but yeah. Actually, I should have brought on another Chelsea guest in Ankit, but I forgot. Should have sent him the link and asked him whether he's free. Of course, we don't talk about Chelsea, right? Chelsea now at the moment is good. They're going through their problems, right? You can see that actually Chelsea is actually faltering at the moment. After the debacle they've been having with Roman and all that, their form has dropped off, right? They've been kicked out of most of all the cups they're in, and of course they lost to Liverpool in the last week, right, in the FA Cup. Right, and on penalties too, sadly, right. But the penalties, you still lose. And they had a draw against Leicester yesterday.
Yesterday, I think. Yep. Yeah, correct. 1-1.
1-1 draw Leicester. So the thing is that at least that draw secures their third position, because we can't jump them even if we have to beat Norwich like by 20 or 30 goals to catch up to them, but that won't happen, right? So they're more or less secured there. So at the moment now, for Spurs fans, we are more focused on our position, right? We can't go to Norwich and try not to lose, but we have to go to Norwich to try to win. But with all this going around, right, that with the virus that's going around, and the players being sick and all that, like we've been saying, hopefully even if we put up a B+ team, maybe not a B team, maybe an A- team, hopefully we still can get the job done.
As long I think there's Son in the team, I think definitely can.
yeah, we've Son around, I think, because to tell the truth, Guguma, you think Son will score at least 2 goals Sunday?
Yes, Sonny, for sure. He can do it.
Yeah.
And Guguma, you said you wasn't going to come on.
I couldn't not come on. I haven't seen you all in so long.
Yeah, Guguma hasn't been on Spursvision for some time now, so he misses us. And Guguma is very excited because Spurs is going to Korea, going to South Korea for the preseason friendlies, right? So that will be somewhere in July.
Yes, I think July 13th.
Oh, preseason friendly, that's nice.
July. So let's see how thing goes on from there, right? Maybe I can get some free time and join you then, Guguma, right?
But I've heard that Conte wants some of his summer signings to be completed before the Korean tour.
Yep, that's why I'm saying for all you know, right? By the time you go to Korea to play, Conte might not even be there. That's the scary thing, right? But being a Spurs fan, we all expect for the worst. But at the moment now, we're not even going to focus on that, right? What we're going to focus on now is Sunday. Sunday is the most important thing. Being all the Spurs fan, all these years of being all the call negative thoughts and all that. So I think, like from the beginning of season when we had Nuno, right? We always been saying, right, give Nuno positive thoughts, give the players positive energy, right? And the best part now at the moment, I was listening to We Are Tottenham earlier, or was it on Sean's show, Spurs Talk Show, that the away ticket prices, right, for the Spurs fans to go to Norwich, right, has shot up to nearly £900, and that's crazy.
What?
Yeah, but what the Spurs fans are doing now, right? They're trying to buy into the home fan side, right? Right, and the thing is much cheaper, right? And I think Norwich has come up with a statement that they know most probably this game there'll be more Spurs fans in Norwich than Norwich fans in the stadium, because I heard that the Norwich fans are actually putting up a protest, you see, because they are not happy with the business model they've been having. That to me is that I see Norwich and Watford, right? Their business model is that they go up, they collect all the money, they go down, they collect all that money, and if you do it about 5-10 times, right, up down, you'll be collecting up to £1 billion, right, in all those compensation package and all whatever money that winnings and all that. So
that's
the owners,
Levy's dream model.
yeah.
The golden parachute.
Yeah, the golden parachute going down, and then when you go back up, you get another £150 million for going up. So that will be Levy's dream business model, but he can't do that, right? If he does that, most probably the fans will burn down the stadium. Yeah, but the thing is that now is that we've reached the stage.
I'm surprised Newcastle fan didn't go and burn.
Yeah, that's true. But you guys have been patient for 10 years, right? You guys waited. You guys protested, right? And when
I can't believe it.
Yeah, and till now you still can't believe it, right? Actually, Mike actually is gone, but he's gone, right? So for you guys, it's that
I can't believe it.
Started.
Yeah,
the dream has just started, right? For Julian, right? And of course, that's why I say, before with Mike Ashley around, right? You don't even see any Malaysian Newcastle fans come out, right? When the Saudis bought over Newcastle, now I've got this whole group of Malaysian Newcastle fans willing to jump on and do live streaming with me, right? And the sad part is, I can't even find a Malaysian Spurs fan to join me on my show, right? Yeah,
but another fun fact. Do you know Mike Ashley is a Spurs
supporter? Yeah, I know. Mike Ashley is a Spurs supporter. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
But
I think if he has enough money, I think he will bought Spurs.
Maybe he tried to buy Spurs, right? But I don't think. Luckily, he didn't. Right? Luckily, he didn't. Oh dear. But of course, Guguma.
Yeah, luckily he didn't. But I give him credit. He's actually a very good businessman. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And the best part is that even you guys who went, you went down during the mid 2010-12 period, right? And then when you guys came back up, more or less you've been able to be in the Premier League for the past 5 years or so.
Correct. Then we went down again.
You went down again. You came back up again, right? So that's one thing that you have to give credit to Mike Ashley, is that you guys have been around, right? At least around, hovering
and he
around.
He didn't get the club into administration. That one thing I'm quite glad, because when I look at England, there's a lot of clubs into trouble financially. Like see Derby County.
Yeah, that's true.
Into administration and got deducted 20 points straight. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And now they're going down to League One. Yeah.
Correct.
But to tell the truth, Julian, for the Newcastle fans, you guys did really protest, right, in the stadium, out of the stadium for the past 10 years, and you deserve what you got, right? And wish you best of luck, and of course in endeavors, and of course your dream is just right. For us Spurs fans, right, we've got Conte in after the Manchester United debacle, with all the fans chanting Levy out in the stadium. Then when Levy had to do his panic decision, so he got in Conte, which has actually painted him into a corner now. And now we're getting to the position of top 4. And if Levy doesn't support Conte with what he wants, most probably the Spurs fans are going to unite and actually go for him, right? But all these things are going to be more or less put aside if we do get top 4 and Conte does get back, and we'll just sit back and watch and see what's going to happen, right? And Guguma,
Yes.
do you think that if we do get top 4, right, and Conte gets back, right, what do you think our future will be like for next season?
If Conte gets back and we get top 4?
Yes.
Wow, I haven't even thought about that. I just want us to do well. I don't know. Maybe
Are we gonna win the league?
Maybe. I think we have a good chance if he gets back. Yeah, for sure. If Paratici, gets all the players that Conte wants, then yeah, I think we have a good chance. We could go for the league for sure.
That's true, right? And to tell the truth, at the moment for me is that if Conte does get back and we do get top 4, my first priority will be more or less a trophy first, right? It doesn't matter whether it's the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. Get a trophy into the cabinet, get the confidence into the players, right? To have that winning mentality. Somehow or another Spurs players, right, haven't had that winning mentality in them for such a long time. So the winning mentality has to be built into them. So at least they know what the feeling of winning something is, right? Being in the final or getting to a semi-final doesn't mean nothing because nobody remember the losers, right?
Yeah, Bob Spurs said he'd rather win the Premier win the FA Cup than the Premier League.
Yeah, no, I'll rather win both.
I know in the past we've had a lot of trophies, but since it's been a while, I think once we get another a trophy in the future, and it's just gonna be like a habit, just the first one's the hard one.
The last cup I remember Spurs won was the League Cup, and that time that you guys had David Ginola, I think, and
the time we had Keane, we had Berbatov, right? No, that was in 2008. Ledley King lifted that cup, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
That was
not the Ginola time, is it?
Yeah. Ginola time was a bit further back. That was the 1999. Was it, Jamie? 1999 League
Cup, is it? Before?
Yeah, the League Cup. Yeah, we'll call it the Worthington Cup. The League Cup has been named the Carling Cup, the Worthington Cup, the Carabao Cup.
Names.
A lot of names. Yeah. But the thing is that we need to get that cup in. Like what Guguma says, very true. Once you get that first cup in, and hopefully the doors will open, we get more cups in, right? And of course, for Newcastle, of course, you guys more or less in our position. You have not won anything major in a long time. Yeah.
Nothing at all.
A long time. But at least you, the Toon fans are really, really, there, and they're really supportive. And how would you say? Loyal, right? Very, very loyal.
I think very loyal. I know some of the old Newcastle fans as well. We have a Tun Army Malaysia club, and they are really follow and support Newcastle through and thick together lah. So
that's true.
So if you spoke to Gary, you will know already lah.
I know.
How we are.
They're really very passionate. Yeah, and especially Malaysians, Newcastle fans. Yeah, not even talking about the Newcastle fans in the UK, right?
Well, then when you say back to maybe the Newcastle fans should have burnt the stadium down, they love the club too much to do that.
That's true.
I know.
Yeah.
We love the club so much. That's why Mike actually using that against us. That's very sad, but we can't even do a walkout protest on the stadium also. I mean, we were trying to say let's not support the team, leave it an empty stadium during match day, but no, I didn't see that. We just love our club too much.
That's true. Right. And guys, we're coming up to 1 hour.
I've been to St. James.
Yeah. Go ahead, Julian.
Oh, I just said I've been to St. James Park once, and the atmosphere was amazing. So I know it's a football city to them, actually. Yeah.
a lot of fans would say that too, right? St. James Park is one of the for the atmosphere, it's one of the best in the UK. One of the best.
Brian Daigle would. Brian Daigle said this is his best away day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brian
that's
Daigle
really-
loves that place. Yeah. One of our Spurs fans, YouTuber too. He loves St. James Park. He says
Nice.
that actually the whole city of Newcastle is Newcastle. That's what he's trying to say.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, everything revolves around the football club, right? You know, everything basically, right? And nearly everyone there who is there's living there actually supports Newcastle. So
Yep.
yeah. But guys, we're coming up to nearly 1.5 hours. Before we end the show, right? We just go around and see have any last thoughts, right? Jamie, last thoughts.
Well, as the initials in the middle of my screen name are GWSK, there's Get Well Soon came, so we can have best squads against Norwich, so we
Yes,
don't have any Lasagna
Yeah,
Gate
so-
2.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not sure whether Julian knows about Lasagna Gate.
Okay. Well, let's just have our best team, come what may, and just get it done.
That's true. And Guguma?
Me too. I just want all our players to be healthy and well, and know that we back them 100% and we believe in them. So yeah, just go out there and do what they can do because we know they can seal it. Top 4. Mhm.
Yep. And Julian, any last thoughts for Newcastle?
It's always nice to win at the last day of the game. So I hope Newcastle won't relax, even though survive. We had survived. I hope a win against Burnley would be nice to end the Premier League season.
Oh,
And of course, I'll be supporting Son as well. Spurs Son for top scorer. Golden.
Hi,
First
Ben.
Asian to be top.
Hello.
yeah.
Hi, Ben.
Hello.
Ben.
Hi.
Julian is a Newcastle fan. On the other side, yeah. You just finished your stream?
Yes, just finished the stream. And
Oh, you got the other guys. I can see them hiding
we're
behind.
still here.
You have
Hi,
you have
Rez. Hi, Bobby.
partners in
Hi,
crime.
Rez.
See you.
Yeah. Where's Kim?
How is
Yeah.
everyone?
Everybody, follow Bobby Spurs, Shoutside Spurs, follow Ben Kaufman's channel, and
Hi,
Kim,
everyone.
look after Bobby.
Yeah. We're just ending the show, Bobby. Rez, Ben, and Kim. Right.
Have you heard about Paul Stewart? Yeah. Just we should say all our thoughts are with Paul Stewart today.
What happened?
Nothing. Just our thoughts are with Paul Stewart. I'm just thinking about it.
Come on. All right, guys. Any last thoughts before I do the closing? Any last thoughts for the game?
Predictions.
Your
We're
prediction?
back to Norwich, and this is what Arsenal look like, which is a crumble. It's an Arsenal crumble.
Yeah, but it looks like you nearly finished it.
4-1 tomorrow, guys. Easy win.
All right.
Ben?
Ben?
Sunday.
Yeah. And guys, thanks for coming on in the last minute, hopping on. Right. Catch up with you guys soon. While I'll say the thank yous to the guys in the chats, right? Bobby K, Simply Ace, right? Thanks for your support.
Ace. Hi.
Gamba,
Chris.
Ellie, Ellie,
Queen Ellie.
And this time next week we'll be in Europe.
Devil and Angel, apparently.
Okay.
Resonator, right? We won't go there.
So what does that make Bobby?
What does an angel
It
do?
comes to a pretty pass when someone's got a Terminator as their conscience.
Yeah.
Right, of course, Jones is Patrick, right? And of course, thank you guys, thanks for the support, right? And of course, while I'm going to end the show, we can hang around back in the back room while we do this, right? All right, guys, last thoughts are done, score predictions are in.
Keep us on together so we can give Spurs the big up.
Yeah.
And,
don't forget, I got to do this, right? And then always,
As always, is everyone
leave
ready?
it out.
Yeah.
And as always,
Spurs win.
Really want to see those
And
fingers.
Levy
Really
out.
want to see those fingers.
yeah,
Levy out.
and Levy out.